What is going on, Edged Mindset? Carter here. Got another video for you. This is let me get a little closer. Let's get a little more intimate here. This is a YouTube first. We have, I believe, the first ever video on the Production GLYKON run that just barely launched. Right now, right here, Edged Mindset. Tune in, stay tuned. Just kidding. But it is exciting. I don't very often get to showcase brand new knives, just out, for a couple of reasons. One is I just have bad luck and I always miss out on the earlier runs. Two, a lot of the times I just don't want to pay first run prices, right? I wait until they've been out for a bit. I wait until you can pick them up used. But in this case, I was so excited to get this knife. It is such a monumental experience for me that I had to do it, and I'm so glad I did. I did have to overcome some obstacles though. Guys, had to overcome some obstacles. So I missed the very first release of this knife, just selling as the knife. So what I had to do is do a package deal where I bought both of these. Both of these, good prices, but retail, but good prices together. I saved a little bit of money, but I got both of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look at this guy first. I know you want to get to the GLYKON. That's the meat. We'll get there, I promise. But I did want to kind of show this guy. On top of that, I got another Marfione Custom Knives mat. I actually have this exact same one that I bought, but the seller threw that in as well, so that's awesome. So now I got two of them. This is an Ultratech. I don't have a lot of Ultratechs. This is only number 2. It is the bronzed apocalyptic finish, which I did have on my Dirac Delta, but I did sell my Dirac Delta. So I do have a little bit of a gap in the apocalyptic bronze finish. So I'm pretty excited about that, but more so, I'm excited about this blade shape, which this is the first for me. Ever since I saw this, I was like, I really want to get this blade shape, but I just never did because Ultratechs just don't really draw my attention like the other knives do. I like the big boys. So it's almost a blessing in disguise that this was a kind of group purchase combo type thing, because it allowed me to get this knife when I otherwise probably would not have gotten this knife. So this is going in my pocket, like literally right now. The Ultratech is such a carryable knife, and this is such a cool blade shape. Pretty utilitarian. We'll do maybe a full review on this later. But I love the black with the apocalyptic bronze look. I'm really sad that my Dirac was sold, but now I've got one to take its place. Check this out. Look at the serial number though. 253,317. So pretty low number, pretty early in the run there. I always wonder how Microtech does their runs. I don't know what constitutes a new start over, what constitutes existing. I don't know if this is from the first. I mean, it can't be from the first Ultratech ever made. So did they make this many this year? Does it start over every year? I have no idea. I don't know if the different blade shapes all have their own run or not. I don't know how many knives Microtech actually makes, but I do find that interesting. I know it's not the serial number thing isn't written in stone. Like they don't keep track of it and whatever. But anyways, let's get to the main one, the GLYKON. So why is this so important? Well, to me, this is so important because it is such a new, unique design. We haven't seen something from Microtech in their OTF world this new and different in a long time. Probably the closest is the Hera, which is a fairly new design. However, you could argue that, it's kind of a scaled down, Trudon, different shape, handle, but it's essentially the same ingredients, right? It's an aluminum handle, 2-piece, sandwiched together. The Hera doesn't have the glass breaker like a lot of these have, but it's not that different. It's different, but it's not that different. This is a whole different world, top to bottom. We have not seen anything like this from Microtech at all, and it is extremely exciting, and I'm really happy to get in on this production run so early. General size comparison to the Ultratech there. You can see this is equivalent to roughly a Combat Trudon, Scarab 2, around that size, full size, large knife, large OTF. But this has a lot of features those don't. Probably the biggest, most notable one is the tri-switch here. So these are interconnected switches, all interconnected. So you can use any one of these to deploy and retract the knife. You can use front, back, top. Now, the the purpose, the main driver for this is people that complain that it's difficult to retract the blade. And so they answer that with this by, the concept is you use this big one, which is almost as wide as like the Scarab 2, wider than the Combat Troodon, to activate the blade. And then when you want to retract the blade, if you don't want to do that, you can do your pointer finger, your index finger, and your thumb, and grab both sides and pull it back. Or this way. Or this way. Now, the irony of all this is actually one of the easier knives to manipulate. It's really, really smooth. I would say it is the smoothest of all the Microtechs I have, OTFs, and it's probably as easy as the easiest one, maybe even a little easier. So it is kind of funny, out of all my Microtech knives, this is the one that I would utilize something like this the least, because it's actually really easy to actuate. But it's a really cool concept. And you can see that the construction, overall construction, is different. It's not just a solid aluminum handle sandwiched together. It has titanium inlays here. And these are meant that you can swap these out. So the concept is that eventually they'll offer like carbon fiber, they'll offer G10, different finishes, and you can just plop in these new pieces and change the look of your knife, customize it how you want. You can keep one side titanium, do one side carbon fiber, whatever you want to do, you can do. It also has a titanium, I believe it's titanium, it looks like it, little backspacer thing here. I'm curious how this looks on the inside if you take this apart. I'd imagine it probably just goes in through these screws here, but I don't know. Titanium pocket clip, milled, reversible, undo it here, plop it on this side. It's completely ambidextrous. Bayonet blade. So this is unique as well. So it is sharp on the bottom, it is sharp on the top, but they give you a flattened, jimped section so you can bear down on it. So one of the critiques of blades like this is great. You have two edges, you can use both edges, but you can't really bear down on it. You can't put your thumb on this edge, you'll cut yourself. This answers that by giving you this flat spot so you can use it to cut. Blade play is about as minimal as I've ever seen on an OTF or on a Microtech. It's actually a little bit less than the Ultratech, and the Ultratech is, in my opinion, one of the knives that it has the least amount of blade play. So it's as tight as I've ever seen on an OTF other than like the Deadlock, without a special mechanism. Has the fuller running down the middle, kind of the usual Microtech design. Stonewash blade, M390. Got this milled out pocket here that's bead blasted. This thing is just something else. This button has no wiggle. There is no sound. Usually on a Microtech, with the way they put it together with the slider, you get wiggle in the button to varying degrees. This one doesn't. It is completely solid. There is no movement in the button whatsoever. To me, this is a huge step up. To me, this is the answer to the industry raising the bar. Things like the Deadlock coming out. Microtech saying, okay, they're pushing the boundaries of what an OTF can be. We need to follow suit. And I believe this is the answer to that. And it's a pretty dang good answer. This thing looks slick. I can't wait to see different blade styles. Like, I'm hoping that this takes off. I'm hoping that this is not just kind of a one-off that they maybe do for a year or two and then they kind of drop it. I'm hoping they continue this concept. I'm hoping they do different sizes, small GLYKON, different blades, things like that. I don't know if I mentioned on this video my serial number on here. Number 18. So this is the 18th production GLYKON ever made, and I've got it, and absolutely love it. All right, guys, so this is the overview. I'm going to be doing a full review on this knife after I have some more time with it. I get to play with it. This thing is really, really cool, and I am super excited to have it. All right, guys, you take it easy. I'm out of here. Catch you on the next video.